Hi there, it's 1T, and in this video I will be giving you a tour of eCampus. So first of all, this is what you'll see when you first sign into eCampus. I'm actually signed in as a student, and so hopefully things will look exactly the same in what you're seeing. So notice first of all we have this help link. I think perhaps the most useful one here would be student resources and services. If you want, you could check out the tutorials for online tools. Anyway, so you can kind of look through the different links and just check them out and see if there's anything there that you might need in the future. Notice under learning support you have the library link, tutoring services. There's some information about, basically how to be ready for the first day of the semester. So you might see what they have to say about that. You've got a link for counseling or seeing a success coach. So there's some things there you can look at, like career services. Under basic needs, we have a lot of things available for our students. So if there's anything there that you need access to, that's an option for you. I don't think there's anything you need to worry about under calendar. I mean, you can check it out, but under apps, I know the Handshake app is where I believe you can find posted job offerings through the school. People come to the school and ask to be put on that board. I'd be really interested if anybody does that and ends up getting a job. I'd love to hear about that. Navigate is where you can go and do things in terms of like setting up a meeting with your student success coach. And I'm not sure what else is in there, but that's a place that you might want to check out. I think those are the main ones. Class progress, I don't really know much about that one. I know that when you click into your class, you can go under grades, and that's where you're going to want to see your progress. I'm not sure what that link's for. Under more, there's the course evaluation link that you can use at the end of the session to evaluate me in this semester or this session. And there's also tech support there. All right, so let's go ahead and sign into your course. Now, I'm teaching two courses this first Summer 1 session. They're both online courses. The only thing difference is the number here, 63640 or 73640. You're in one of those courses, but everything is the same other than that number there. So let's go into the first one here. So once you get in here, notice there's another menu at the top here. So when you first come in, this is the view that you get, which I like that view, but you can also click on content and it gives you another way to navigate this site. Again, I like this one here. You can click on this link to get back. But before we go down here, let's go ahead and continue here. So we have announcements. The most recent announcements will be here. You can always click on show all announcements if you need to see more than what's showing. You can also click here to get access to all the announcements. For activities, the only thing I'm planning to use is the discussion board, maybe the groups. Here's where you click to get your grades once I enter information in there, which is what I do after each test. And I'll make an announcement and I'll send out an email when I do that. There's the syllabus link. You can get to the syllabus through this link or under the syllabus and calendar link. Again, class progress, I don't know if that's going to be useful. Learning materials, last time I checked that link, it was wrong, so I would stay away from that one. Just be aware. Attendance, you won't find anything in there. We talked about getting certified, so you should see the syllabus video for that, but you don't need to worry about this attendance link. So if we go down here, when you come into my course, the first thing you're going to want to do is read this announcement, and it'll tell you to go to these different links. First of all, it'll say to go to the syllabus and calendar link. Notice there's your a video in which I go over the syllabus. If you don't want to read through it all yourself, I mean, it's always a good idea to look it over first, but if you want, you can watch the video, and I go over the most important topics, things like grades. This is a link to the syllabus, just like you have this other link. And then if you are new to college and you don't really know much about a syllabus, you can see what Dallas College has to say about a syllabus. So once you've gone to that syllabus and calendar link, the next thing you'll be asked to do in that introduction at the beginning is go to Start Here. Notice instructions for getting started. It's going to tell you to make sure you read the introductory announcement, that you've read the syllabus, confirm your email address for school. If you're not familiar with what that is, you can click on this link and it goes through all the details. I think basically your email starts with an E and then I think it's like a 7-digit number at student something. I forget exactly what it is, but it'll talk about it more there. So they'll notice there is a link to email me here. That is my email address. It's also in the syllabus. But last thing it's going to do is tell you to go to lessons and assignments, and that's where you're going to find this video tour of Brightspace or eCampus. And there's also going to be a video on MyLab Math there. So let's go ahead and go back to the table of contents. We'll click on lessons and assignments, and you'll see both of the videos I just mentioned here. That's what I'm working on right now. But notice what it says to get started doing homework. Just click on MyLab Math and then click on assignments. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I need to change the view here. And let's go ahead and, oops, click on MyLab Math. And you'll see course support when you click on that. If you ever run into a problem and there's some kind of an issue and you're getting help, they'll probably have you come in here and get some information. Hopefully that won't be necessary. Oh, let's see, it doesn't look like, I think I just click out of here and we can click back on the MyMathLab or MyLab Math link. Pearson course materials, that's where we enter MyMathLab. Here is your book. Let's go ahead and go into the book. So you'll be able to access the book in other places, and you probably will, but it is available here. It does take a minute just to download. So this is where things are different than they have been before. So table of contents, and then you can just go to whatever section you want. So you have access to everything as if you had the paper copy. So let's go ahead and click out of that, and we'll click on MyLab Math again. So normally you're just going to go under Pearson course materials. Now I'm pretty sure that you're only going to see the student links. You can see here that these are my links, and I'll click here on more. Notice it says MyLab Math All Assignments. That's where you're going to want to go. There are a bunch of other links that you can get caught up in and you don't really need. Everything you need is right here when you click on MyLab Math All Assignments. And so now you can see your assignments. Here's the due dates. And I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to do a separate video on navigating MyMathLab. So I think that's everything you need to know about eCampus. If you run into any questions, send me an email or you can contact IT and they can help you as well. All right, that's it for this video.